Thank you and welcome to the second episode of Young
Entrepreneurs.
Absolutely.
Welcome to the second episode. Well, the first sort of official episode, because the first video was sort of like just an intro video. So this is like the first video of some actual valuable stuff, that are actually some valuable information that you can take away. Right, what are we talking about today?
Well, today we're going to be talking to you guys about the 5 principles that you guys need in your life to be successful.
Absolutely. We've got 5 principles that are absolutely key for you to follow into sort of breaking that chain, breaking that cycle of you going again and again, over and over again, into sort of episodes of depression, procrastination. You want to make that chain. You want to make that change. Sorry.
I was just phrasing like, going in circles.
You want to make that change right now. You want to break the chain. Okay?
Yeah. So what's the first principle?
The first principle is you need to raise your standards. You need to look at where you are right now, and you need to realize
I need
that.
to stop buying Gucci stuff, man. What is this? Yeah, man.
Practice success before you get success. So why not? Absolutely. I think that's. I wouldn't really recommend you sort of spending, going out and like spending on like brand wear and things like that, because I don't know, that's a bit too materialistic. But practice success before you achieve success. That's why we're dressed up so professionally. That's why we dressed up.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we sort of carry ourselves in a manner where we would want to see ourselves in the future.
Yeah. Well, before you see these principles, are these principles just limited to the business world, or can we use these principles in general life?
Absolutely, you can use it. Yeah, absolutely. You use those. See, it's the games that change. It's the name of the game that changes,
right.
But it's the key principles that stay the same. You can sort of take the fundamentals. You can take the key fundamentals and literally apply to everything. The just sort of general things that we hear, the sort of cliches that we hear. Give it your 100%, finish what you start, and be the best you can be, and things like that. You can apply that to anything, right? You can apply it to you can apply it to school. You can apply it to business. You can apply it to sort of your work life. You can apply it to your relationships. You can apply that to literally anything and be successful at it.
Now that's the point I was trying to bring through, was that this is not just about business, or we're not just talking about business. We're going to teach you a principle which is not only going to help you, even if you're working for someone and you want to excel, especially like salespeople, or in the field that you're working in, you want to excel and be the best at what you do, no matter what stage you're at. Either you're starting up your own business, either you're working for someone and you want to be the best at work, either you're in education, you want to achieve those A's, you want to go to the best uni. Even in terms of your relationships, some relationship they don't work out is because people don't give it. They
give it 100%. Exactly. Yeah. They don't put in input the best that they can into those relationships. Yep. They're not fully invested in those relationships. So absolutely. Yeah. So the first thing is it starts from yourself. It starts from you realizing your self-worth. Mm-hmm. See what your self-worth is right now, what you consider yourself to be right now, what your standards are right now, and then see where you want to be. And then that gap, you need to close that gap and raise your standards. Don't settle for less. Never ever settle for something less. Always raise your standards. And that also brings me on to change the people that are around you. The 5, you are the average of 5 people around you. You are a product of your surroundings, of your environment. If the people around you are lazy, if the people around you procrastinate everything, the people around you are just average, and the people around you, they don't want to they've got no sort of aim, you're going to be like that. If the people around you are successful, if the people around you have money around them, if the people have a success in excess, really, they're overflowing with good opportunities, they're overflowing with good things just thrown their way, then you're bound to catch on to some of that.
Definitely.
Just to sort of, I'm just going to cut you off and I'm just going to add to that point, just to sort of hang around with someone who's the best, just to sort of hang around with the professional athletes, your standards are bound to go up. Just to hang around with someone who's like an Olympic, a sort of top grade athlete, your game is bound to go up. Just by hanging around them, just to sort of keep up with them, your standards are bound to go up. But alternatively, just if you're going to hang around with someone who is good at best, who is good on a good day, who's good at best, what's that going to do for you? What's that going to do for you?
Obviously, it's going to bring you down, isn't it?
It's going to bring you down.
So you don't want to be coming down. You want to be hanging around with people that are successful and that make you success.
Absolutely.
And therefore, you know, if it's just the way everything works, because if you surround yourself with everything.
Greatness.
And once a wise man also said that, you know, if you want to have good, if you want to start behaving like certain people, or if someone is behaving really good, go and spend at least 30 days with them, a month with them, and you will start acting like them, you start behaving like them. So it's exactly that principle. So, you know, you need to narrow down what your surrounding is like, and then you need to, if it's bad for you, just step out of it. That's the best thing. It's not going to ruin your social standards. Even if your friends are bad for you, hey, you need to cut off your friends, man.
Absolutely.
You need to cut off your friends.
Absolutely.
You know,
if they're doing you harm, if they're not adding value to your life, then they are taking away from your life. Look at it that way. If you're not growing,
just your life, your kids' life, your future, you know, everyone who is basically feeding off you.
Absolutely.
You know, you're ruining their life. And would you like your kid to be at the state that you're at?
Absolutely.
Maybe if you're successful, maybe yes. We're not pointing, you know, but you want your kid, everybody wants their kids to be successful. And they can only be successful if you're successful yourself.
Absolutely.
And, you know.
Do you know what it is? Most people don't even try. Most people don't even try, and it's because of their learned helplessness. It's because of their victim mentality, and you just snap out of that victim mentality. You know, if you're the type of person who's like, oh, bad things always happen to me. Oh, the bus was late today. Or my car ran out of fuel in the morning. My car broke down, and, you know, I've been having such a horrible day. Yeah. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
God, my alarm didn't go off, man.
Oh, I don't even have an alarm.
Oh my God.
If you're going to be that type of person who's going to find excuses, if you're going to put yourself in that victim mentality, you're bound to become a victim, right? Why do the lucky people get luckier? Why do successful people get even more successful? Why do the richer get richer, and why do the poor get poorer? It's because of their mentality. It's because of the difference in their mentality. It's because of the difference in the victim mentality and the mindset of a successful person. You need to put yourself in that mindset.
Because things don't happen to you, it happens because of you.
Absolutely.
So you're responsible for every single step that you take, and make sure you take the right step, because that's going to lead you in the right way.
Absolutely. It's that learned helplessness concept. It's the concept of learned helplessness. Like, you know, you sort of learn to be helpless. You've learned to settle for less. You've learned to just accept the crap that goes on in your life. And it starts with taking responsibility. Take responsibility for yourself. That nothing happens, as Ali said, nothing happens to you. It happens because of you. You're in a car wreck. Can you change that? Can you change that outcome?
Well, kind of can, yeah.
Right, you're just going to sit at the side of the curb and you're just going to cry, and you're going to be like, do you know what, my car's damaged, oh my God, I've got to like pay for the car repair and insurance and this and that and that. How do you take responsibility for that? Possibly, how can you possibly be like, it's my responsibility that happened?
Well, first the thing is that the car broke down because of you. Maybe you didn't get your service done on time. Maybe you didn't get your MOT done on time. Yeah. So
my car was perfect, dude. It was freshly serviced. It was. I don't know. My car is a supercar.
Your car is a supercar.
It's a supercar.
I would like to own a supercar one day as well. But anyways, my point is that, okay, fine. Even if your responsibilities such as MOT and all the services you got done, but have you got a covered backup from AA or RAC?
Yeah.
So why don't you give them a call?
Absolutely. Okay, fine. That's one question that you can ask yourself. That's one thing that you can think about. The other thing you can think about is you could have left 5 minutes earlier. Maybe the reason that you got in the car wreck is because you're accelerating, you're speeding, because you're late for work, because you woke up late. You could have woke up 5 minutes earlier. Because for something to happen at a given point, for you to meet that idiot who crashed into you at the right time, at the right minute, at the right second, at the right date, at the right day, at the right time of the week.
Well,
Something must have happened. It's not like when you put it that way, it's not so random, is it, anymore?
Yeah. Or you could have taken another route.
Or you could have taken another route, exactly. You chose that route that maniac was driving at, and you chose to accelerate into his car or into the curb right at that moment, right at that second, absolutely down to the second. Something must have happened. Just think to yourself, right? Just think to yourself, if you just left even 2 minutes earlier, you got onto the road just 2 minutes earlier, you left that junction off the motorway just 2 minutes earlier, or 2 minutes later, you could have changed that scenario, right? Take responsibility. My whole point of that is take responsibility for your actions. Take responsibility for what happens to you, right? And once you sort of start thinking of it that way, that, do you know what, I could have left earlier. Do you know what, that's because of me, right? I could improve this. I could improve on this. Or next time, I'm not going to let this happen. Instantly, things change for you. Instantly, you'll get better outcomes. You'll get you'll learn to manage those situations better, right? Rather than crying and sort of locking yourself in the car and like not dealing with the situation, you were like, okay, do you know what, this has happened, I should have left it about 5 minutes earlier. Do you know what, next time I'll leave 5 minutes earlier. I'll make sure that I'm not late for work, and that I'm very, very careful. Okay, let's sort this out. How do we sort this out? Then you sort of go through your various options of sorting that sort of car wreck or whatever the situation that you are in at right now.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the thing. So you need to sort of like compete with yourself, because the best competition that you're going to find is yourself, right?
Yep.
Don't compete with yourself right now. Compete with your full potential. Compete with the best you can be.
Yep.
Right? Or compete with the best you. Compete with your full potential, right? Think about where your full potential lies. Whether you're a professional athlete, where you want to be a really high class business person, if you want to be the best employee in your organization, if you want to be the best person with the best outcomes in your school, college, university, whatever it is, right? Compete with the best you. Because if you're going to be dependent on other people, if you're going to be competing with someone else, there's only so far that you're going to go. If you're going to leave that factor, if you're going to leave that competition factor to someone else, then they're an outsource sort of, you're sort of outsourcing that responsibility. You're sort of, again, it's sort of like a initiative to sort of take responsibility, because if you're competing with yourself, the possibilities are endless. They're limitless, right? Yeah. The other person has limits. Your potential doesn't have limits. Right, you yourself, what you're capable of, your capabilities don't have a limit.
Like Usain Bolt, he's the when he set the first world record.
Yeah.
And he was the one who broke his first world record.
Exactly.
So it's just like competing with yourself.
Competing with yourself.
You don't want to compete with the world, man.
Yeah, you want to compete with yourself.
When it comes to competing with other people, you don't want to compete. You want to dominate.
Yeah, right? You want to dominate other people.
The only point where you
is with yourself. Yeah. Who's the best person that you know? Who is I am the best. Exactly. Believe it or not, no matter how humble you are, you think that you're the best person in the world because you matter, no one else matter. You think that you are the person, you're the only person who was like put on earth, and this whole earth was built for you.
And I think I hear a lot of in businesses a lot that, oh man, if I had the money, I could have done this. Yeah. If I had that, I could have done this. Man, you don't need the money, man. You are the business yourself. You sell yourself, right? You are the business. So wherever you go, your business goes. So you're a business yourself. Not the business idea is not a business. You're the business yourself.
Absolutely.
So you need to, it comes back to that thing, start taking responsibilities. If you don't have the money, you don't need the money to start a business. You need to start, if you need money, go and chuck dirt.
Go and get money. See what you do with it. You're gonna blow that money, and you're gonna need more money, and then you're gonna be like, do you know what? Now I've got the money. I don't have the resources. I don't have the right people. I don't have the best computer in the world. I don't have. I don't know. I need this. I need that. You're always gonna find excuses.
Definitely.
You're always gonna find excuses.
Before obviously, my personal background, obviously IT background, right? So when I first started. Learning coding and so on. And then before I used to think, oh man, I need that computer, man. I need that computer in order to do this, in order to do that. And a lot of people that, my cousins and so on, they say that, oh, you need this, you need that. Nah, man, I had the shittest sorry for that language. I had the most crappiest computer that you can ever think of, which had probably about 128 RAM,
Right.
MB, 128
Right.
MB of RAM,
That's ancient.
and that is the computer that I started
Ancient.
from. And right now, if nothing, I'm not saying I'm the best, but I know I can make anyone feel dumb in computing.
Absolutely.
That's because I believe in myself. You know, I take responsibility. If I don't know anything, it's not that the teacher's fault. It's because it's my fault.
Absolutely.
So, or whoever has taught me,
Absolutely.
it's not
so,
their fault.
so
it's my
far, so far we've covered. We need to raise our standards, right?
Yeah.
Take responsibility,
Jeez. Yeah.
and the next sort of step is you need to commit to yourself. Who is the best person that you know? You are the best person you know. It's not the person. You know, they can be best. You know, you can have someone else who's the best. I don't know, who's the most generous person in the world. You can have someone who's the fastest runner in the world. You can have the best athlete, but you are the best you that you know of.
Yeah.
Right, you are the best entity that you know of.
Yeah,
So
I'm the best.
exactly, you are your own best asset.
No, I'm the best.
You are your own best asset. I'm my own best asset.
What?
You're your own best asset, right?
I like that,
You are
man.
exactly.
I'm the best.
No
man.
money can get you what you want. No resource on earth can get you what you want, but you can get what you want. You are your own best asset. So invest in your own self and commit to yourself.
I think the greatest example I can give is like in terms of, you know, believing in yourself and taking responsibility. Someone like I think everybody must have watched Wolf of Wall Street, right? Mr. Jordan,
Right.
him himself. If everybody
Jordan
has
or Gordon.
no, it was Jordan.
Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan.
Gecko.
Why you gonna?
I don't know. Whatever.
All right,
Go for it.
whatever his name was, right? If you read his life story,
Right.
right, he created an empire of like
Yeah.
mortgage business and so on, and then he was put into jail for, you know, and at that time he had lost every single thing. You know, he was completely at a level even poorer than the poor's.
Yeah.
Right. And once he came out of jail, he set up another freaking empire. Right. Just because he was the business himself, he believed himself. Right. He was like,
Absolutely.
if I set up, you know, the reason why riches become richer is because they've done it once. So they've become
They
rich
can
once.
do it again
so
and again.
no
They
matter
follow the right
yeah.
principles. They've got the sort of
Right.
core fundamentals within.
Definitely. Someone like Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yeah.
right? He got his discipline, he got his principle, he got his everything from bodybuilding, and then he put that into filming. And I don't think there's been a film
He
man
put
who-
that into filming. Now he's the governor of California, and he
Come
got the
on.
same principles.
The
Come
guy
on.
who does not even know how to speak properly. Like,
Absolutely.
his accent probably sucks.
Absolutely. How many of you out there are like saying that? Oh, I've got such a bad
bad
accent.
accent.
I've got such a thick accent.
I mean,
I can't do crap. Look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. Look at Sylvester Stallone. He can speak English, but no one understands.
You know, I still remember there was this you know, when they were making Terminator.
Yeah.
You know where he says "I'll be back." He could not say that phrase.
Yeah.
He always he said that because it's with apostrophe, right? So it's
Right.
I we, you know.
Yeah. Got it.
What Arnold Schwarzenegger said to the director is that, you know, I can say I will be back.
Yeah.
I can't say I will be back.
Yeah.
You know. So
Yeah, I'll be back,
and the director said no, I'm not taking that. But he trained himself so hard. You know, he knew what it takes to go to the level
Absolutely.
that you want to. So
Absolutely.
he put that. So you can just take it. So whether that be your bodybuilding, your personal life, or whatever,
You can
it
take
is.
the same principle, and you know what? It's based on your why. You need to figure out what your why is.
Yeah, definitely.
When you figure out your why, the how figure itself out, right?
Yep.
When you figure out your why are you doing it, right? So find out your core values, what your core values are. Why do you do what you do? Why do you want to be the best athlete in the world?
Yep.
Why do you want to be the best? Why do you want to get the best degree that you can get from university? Why do you want to be the best student that you are at your school?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want to be the best businessman? Why do you want to be the richest person on earth? Figure out your why, figure out your core values, and then the how will figure itself out.
Definitely.
So once you figure out your values, what do you need to do?
You need to apply the work.
Apply them, act on them, and not just take any action. Take massive action. Take massive levels of action. Because do you think it's going to be easy? Do you think like would you want if you want to be if you want to impact the world, if you want to impact the universe, if you want to, as Steve Jobs calls it, ding the universe.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to create your own mark,
Right.
if you want to leave your own mark on this planet, do you think it's going to be easy?
Hey, but Syed, I'm trying my best, man. You know, I try to make 2 calls a day. I try to, you know, post out letters probably once or twice a month. Facebook.
Once or twice of anything won't do any good.
Hey, but I'm trying, man.
You go to like you want to get ripped, right? You're a guy and you're like a dude. You want to get ripped, okay?
Yeah, right. Okay.
And you just like go to the gym once or twice a week, once or twice a month.
Hey, come on, man. That gets my muscles sore, man.
Once or twice a month, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Seriously, ones or twos of anything won't have any massive impact. If one of anything once in a while. If you're doing once or twice of anything once in a while, that's not going to get you any results whatsoever, right? Yep. You need to just look around the room, right? Gather, like, if you're in a room of about 1,000 people, right? Get everyone, just get up on stage and get everyone, be like, everyone who works out 5 times a day, stand up. You'll see the results. And if you ask them, right, do you go to the gym? The question is obvious, right? The answer is obvious, right? And you ask them, do you just lift once or twice? Do you just work out once or twice a week? The answer is obvious. It's going to be no, right? Yeah. So you need to put that effort in. You need to put enough in to get enough out, right? You need to put massive action. You need to amplify that to sort of like a higher state.
So the people out there who say, we've done everything to promote our business, well, you haven't, mate. Right. You haven't. Absolutely. So if in terms of like online marketing, if you say that you've covered all the social medias, how many times you're posting a day?
So how much is enough?
There is no limit, man.
There is no limit. And just think about it. When you're thinking about taking action, right? When you think about massive action, when you think about what level of action is enough, think about the best in your field, right? If you're talking about IT, right? Think of the best, right? Steve Jobs, the Bill Gates of the IT world, right? Mm-hmm. Think of them. Would you want to trade their life with them? Right? Would you trade lives with Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, right? Or whoever the best is in the industry, right? Yep. Right?
Definitely. Ask yourself, think about it, man.
Is the question yes or no? Is the answer yes or no?
Yes.
Right? Then think about, would they trade with you?
Hell no.
Exactly. That is the sort of decision maker, right? Think about what you would do to convert those questions, those two answers into yeses, right? Right. Because you're a type of guy that if you're an IT guy, right, you're like innovating things and stuff like that all the time, right? You're, rather than coming out of one piece of software every year, you're coming out of a new piece of software and a latest development on software every single week. That is the type of person who the top in the industry won't mind trading for. Right? If you're a type of person who's if you're in business and if you're the type of person who's making 2-3 calls a day, no one's gonna want to trade places with you. If you're the type of person who's making 100 calls a day and getting, even if you're not getting results, but you're just putting everything out there, out on the line, and you're just constantly just going at it, just chiseling away, would someone who's successful not want to trade with you? Absolutely, they would, because of your work ethic, because of your principles, because you're applying action to your values to achieve your full potential.
You see how these people, when they go to Dragon Dens or these reality shows, the people sitting there who are judging whether to invest in that certain person, it's not them. They're not looking, I think she looks quite beautiful, man, I think I should invest in her. It's not that type of thing. They see the reason why they ask for the sales, the reason why they ask for the figures. It's because that shows
just the person, exactly. Just the person, like what their core principles are, how they came about it,
exactly, and how passionate they are for it, and so
and what's
on.
Their discipline like.
Definitely. And that's the only reason why they want to invest in a certain person. So it's all about getting your grounds right.
Definitely. And if you sort of have your action big enough, most people don't get results because they put in a little bit of action, right? Because they sort of put in a little bit of effort, right? So you need to amplify that sort of 10 times. You need to amplify that 100 times. However much you need to amplify that, you need to amplify that, right? Because think of it this way. Your actions lead to results, and then your results lead to your sort of beliefs about those results, right?
Right.
So if you're going to put in a little bit of action, you're gonna get a little bit of result, right? And then that will form your belief system that, do you know what, that thing that I did, it only produced a certain amount of results, so that's why, therefore, it doesn't work, right? But if you're going to put in big enough actions, massive levels of actions, you're going to get massive results, and that's going to form your belief system that, yes, this thing works because I got massive results because of it.
I think the reason why people mostly don't do massive action is because the target, the end goal is not high enough.
Yeah.
So if, you know, some people might be like, you know, if I make 10 grand probably in about 5 months, it's enough for me. Man, you don't need 10 grand.
When you get to, and the next thing is, when you get to 10 grand, that 10 grand is nothing, because you've got, now if you've got a few £100 worth of problems, you'll have 10 grand worth of problems when you get to that 10 grand.
Definitely. So always have your goal. It doesn't matter. People might tell you, you know, your goals are crazy, man. They're unreasonable goals. You need unreasonable goals.
Exactly.
You need to be unreasonable and never ever lower your goals. You see, if you believe that you can't make it, don't lower it, because it's better to fall short of 100,000 grand rather than 10,000 grand. You see, if you fall short on 100,000 grand, that will probably mean about what, 50 grand or 60. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh shit. 10,000 grand. Well, actually, it still makes sense though. Because then
100 million. There you
100
go.
million, yeah.
100 mil.
Yeah.
Right. So the just to sort of sum it up, just to summarize it, because I want to leave you with a model that you can follow. I want to leave you with. I hope you got a lot from this discussion, from this conversation, whatever you want to call it. But we want to sort of summarize that for you. So number one, raise your standards. Right. Wherever you are in life, you know that if you believe that there is a higher potential, if you could achieve higher. Raise your potential. Raise your standards. Do whatever it takes, right? Raise your standards.
I'm the king, man.
Number two, take responsibility. Take responsibility of yourself and take responsibility of whatever happens to you, right? Take responsibility and be responsible with yourself.
If this video does not get more than 1,000 likes, it's my fault, man.
It's my fault.
It's my fault.
Exactly. If you don't know who we are, it's our fault.
It's our fault.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, the next thing is figure out your values, right? What your core values are. Figure out your why. Why do you do what you do, right? Why do you want to be the best you that you can be, right? Why do you want to be the richest person in the world? Why do you want to own the biggest company in the world? Why do you want to be be the sort of the best degree holder, right? Why do you want to get the best education in the world? Figure out your why. The how will figure itself out.
I want to help people. I want to make a difference to the world, man. That is why I want to be successful.
Right.
That is why I want people to know who Ali Patti is.
Definitely.
So that when I just say my name, they'll be like, yeah, sure.
That's another thing. See, that's the whole point of that was the whole point of our show. That's the point of this show, right? Give while you get.
Definitely.
Right? This is what you start rich. Start rich in life, because definitely there are people out there that we can help. There are people way below us that we can help right now, right? If you've got, I don't know, a few £100, right? A few £100 lying around, right? Mm-hmm. There's definitely some homeless people they can help right now. Why wait till you sort of get your sort of invisible millions or billions to sort of look back and help the people that you want to help? Why not start right now, right? There's definitely a person that you can. There's at least one person in everybody's life that you can make a difference to, that you can add value to, that you can help out in life. So start out rich.
That's why you're never at the worst stage. Always look below you. There's someone's always, no matter what stage you're at, worse than you.
Yeah.
And
go two ways. There's always someone below you. There's always someone above you.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So number one, raise your standards. Number two, take responsibility. Number three, figure out your core values. Figure out your why. Number four, have massive goals. And have massive goals that don't contradict each other, right? That are sort of biased, that head in the same direction, right? You want to be the richest person in the world. You want to be an owner of £1 billion company, but you want to sleep in till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That totally makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, but come on, man. It's so cool, like sleeping. Wow, man.
It doesn't matter, right? Have massive goals and have goals that go in the same direction, right? That head in the same direction, that don't contradict each other, that complement each other, right?
With massive action.
Absolutely. And then follow that up with massive action.
Yeah.
Take massive action, because little of anything isn't going to get you anywhere, right? Take massive action, sort of exhaust your full potential, exhaust all the possibilities. If there's a possibility, there's an opportunity. If there's an opportunity, you need to go and explore it, and you don't need to go and explore it, you need to go and dominate that opportunity.
All right, can you call an ambulance now?
Why?
Because I'm gonna go to the gym now. I'm gonna lift 200 kg.
That's a bit. That's
Hey, come on, man! I'm going massive.
right.
You see, I want big.
I like it. Okay, I'll call that ambulance for you.
That's just a joke, but yeah, definitely,
Absolutely.
you guys need to take everything to the massive action. So if you're posting once a day, well, you need to do it 100 times a day, because the space is so much.
Absolutely.
There are a lot of people doing a lot of the same thing. If you think you just came up with the wow idea, trust me, you didn't, because someone else in the other corner has already come up with the idea and is already working on it.
Yeah.
And in order for you to be the first one to be known for that idea, you need to start taking the massive action. So start from today. There's no tomorrow.
There's no tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed that show. I hope we added some value into your life, and I hope that you can take these principles and you can convert them into something absolutely phenomenal for yourself.
Definitely.
Absolutely amazing for yourself.
Don't forget us when you become successful.
Absolutely. Please follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, all those things. The links will be in the description below.
And do leave your comments if you
leave your comments.
If this was a motivational video for you, or if you think that it got your mind set.
You think there was some useful content, if you like to hear more of this, then please leave us a comment. Like, subscribe. Thank you so much. Until next time, goodbye.